Just bye for now.
Is Venom actually gone forever since he decided to sacrifice himself to save Eddie inside of Venom: The Last Dance? Does that mean that he's not coming back? My guess is no, that Venom is not gone forever, and I saw some things inside of Venom: The Last Dance that prove this much. Salutations and fist bumps, folks. Welcome back to the grid. I know it's been a while, but welcome. So I went and saw Venom: The Last Dance during its opening weekend, and even though there were some things inside of it that were a little sleepy and I fell asleep inside of the movie theater, but I paid attention to a lot of things specifically about Venom and what he was doing around the entirety of his space inside of that movie. The first thing that I saw was, and I'm sure everyone had questions about this when they first saw it as well, but that's the fact that Venom left a piece of himself in two different places technically, one inside of Spider-Man's universe at the end of No Way Home, and then also obviously inside of Eddie's universe, inside of the bar that was later on taken to the underground lab, which by the way is known as the Life Foundation, but that's a different story for a different time. We know that at the time of Venom's sacrifice, he basically destroyed the entirety of that lab, or at least the top level of that lab. But what stood out to me in terms of the last moments of that movie specifically were the post-credit scenes that seemed like they meant absolutely nothing, but they actually do. Let's dive deeper here. The first showed Knull still trapped after the codex had been destroyed.
Everyone will burn.
And the second shows a cockroach leaving the lab after the bartender decides to, or comes up for air, so to speak, after everything has been destroyed, and he's looking for at least semblance of human life. But the ending of that shows the cockroach possibly being the host of the now remains of Venom. Now, at first glance, that seems like it's not very noteworthy or something to write home about at all, but if you take a deeper look, there's a lot that could go on with this. Now, in my mind, no pun intended, because of the hive mind and Venom and the symbiotes and all that kind of stuff in the way that they're all interconnected, it would be safe to assume, at least for me, that this is the remains of Venom and he will show up again. And now that we have confirmation that Spider-Man 4 is going to actually happen, I strongly believe that this has something to do with what's going to happen in that story, especially since the code name for the title of this movie is not necessarily official yet, but the rumor is that it's going to be called Spider-Man: The King in Black. And if that doesn't raise any flags for anybody, specifically that means that Knull is definitely on his way through the MCU and coming for at least Spider-Man and stuff that comes with him. But I also believe that this means, or possibly means, that Spidey is going to get a visit from Venom because of the fact that Knull is coming after him, which, if that is the case, that may lead us into Battle World, or at the very least the onset of Secret Wars. However, and this is just me going from the far left reaches of my mind in terms of comics and the MCU in general, a potential fan theory of mine is that this also may intersect or inject Miles Morales into the MCU live action wise, at least, because of the fact that, at least in the comics, Venom actually is the reason why his mom dies. So if that is the case, this opens up a whole bunch of different possibilities and storylines for Miles to inject himself into the MCU going forward, into stories like Secret Wars and Doomsday. Now look, there's a lot that could go on with this, and I'm obviously don't have anything specific or in terms of concrete stuff that could go on in the future. But again, I strongly believe that Venom is not dead, because of the fact that it seems like the cockroach is now the host that goes into a tube at the end of Venom: The Last Dance, and to basically preserve himself so that he can find a suitable host, which possibly could be Spidey, or he could opt to go and find Eddie as well, because of the fact that he told him it's not goodbye, just see you later.
It's just bye for now.
So again, there's a lot that could go on here, but specifically, I strongly believe that Venom is not dead. I repeat, Venom is not dead. What do you guys think about this? Leave that down in the comments. And if you are struggling or wanting to go back down memory lane or something like that, go ahead and hit this video series over here. And until next time, y'all be smooth. Blurt out.